Yeah, enthusiastic head nods. Welcome. We got YouTube going. Welcome to the people around the world. Really deep audience on YouTube. So we're excited. Evelyn, how are we feeling? You ready to go?
I was born ready for this. Yes, let's start.
Best answer. We're going to hop back in. If you were with us last week, you're going to be quite familiar with this slide deck. It is exactly the same. We're going to quickly run through this. Valhalla Investment Summit Saskatchewan. Welcome. Evelyn, first slide. It's all yours. You made it different and new, fresh.
Yes, more fun for those people that saw the last one. But no, just to introduce to those that are not familiar with Valhalla Angels, really quickly, we are a membership group of early stage investors. And what we do is just connect founders to capital and also experienced business people to innovative ideas that they can invest in. We have a little bit of everything for both investors and founders. We have a large network of 150 investors across Western Canada. And to the investors, we provide pre-screen deal flow, a chance to connect with other like-minded investors across Canada, a lot of learning opportunities, awesome events like the summit that we have going on right now. We currently have a Regina and Saskatoon chapter that we launched last September. So if you're interested, let me know and I can talk to you a little bit more about it. And then maybe if you're interested, get you an invite to some of our events. And then for the founders, honestly, we're just an interprovincial platform for them to raise capital. We have monthly pitches with 4 companies each, lots of feedback through the process. We like to help the entrepreneurs. So we do provide a lot of, feedback on their pitches specifically. Also, obviously, access to all our members who are the investors. And then we also have a founder base camp where they can come in and learn how to raise capital, how to value their companies, and, basically how to assess their company as an investor would. Just connect with other Western Canada founders. So that's Valhalla Angels. And yeah, if anybody wants to chat, just let me know. Send me a message, an email, anything.
Good stuff. Valhalla in Saskatchewan and all across Western Canada. What is it? Regina, Saskatoon, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver. And Kelowna?
Yeah, that's us.
Look at that. All right. Well, TNT, a little bit different. We back when we were allowed to a year ago, started off as essentially just the old watering hole, the proverbial watering hole on Thursdays, hence TNT, Thursday night tradition. We were just a spot for people to hang out, have fun, make friends, and build companies. And we heard around the table, we're like, well, everybody, we can't raise money. What the hell is this? Why can't you raise money? This isn't really that hard. You just talk to some people that have some cash. I'm like, well, where do you find the people with cash? And the people that do, they don't even know how to evaluate this thing. They're used to investing in bonds and real estate and boring stuff, not the lottery ticket stuff that we're up to. We're here to go to the moon. And so we helped create this thing that we call the Investment Summit that you're now a part of. And through that process, we invested $1.365 million into 8 companies in Alberta in 2020, and that was our first year of operations. We're just kind of getting this thing off the ground here, and we're excited to kick this off in Saskatchewan. I'll give you a little bit more details as to what the summit is right here. Of course, our goal, we started off as just a place for us to have fun, make friends, and build companies. We want to build long-lasting relationships within the startup community. Our objective through the summit is not just the investment that's made by the investors into the one company. Our objective is for them, one, to have side deals, because we want them to be really excited in more than one company. But even for the companies that don't get investment, make some friends with some investors, people that are not pitching, make friends, make some intros, be valuable, trying to help build the community. This is a whole ecosystem. This is not a single process. We want to have a whole bunch of fun here. So that's TNT. Now, the impact, like I said, the summits that we've done, we had 3 investment summits, 2 in Edmonton, 1 in Calgary, 109 companies applied, 70 investors that participated, turned into 8 angel syndicates investing, almost $1.4 million into 8 companies. Like I said, just getting started, but that's a taste of what we're up to, and excited for a lot more in 21. Now, what is the investment summit? So this is a deal screening process. So step one, a whole pile of companies apply. Then the investors picked 21 companies that they wanted to see some more from. They're all going to pitch. Half of them pitched last week. 10 of them are pitching today. They're really excited to pitch to the whole community. This is the objective is to have the whole community involved. The investors then select a top 5, and then on March 18th is another event where the entrepreneurs are pitching, and what they're pitching for is all these investors have plunked $5,000 into the proverbial hat, and these entrepreneurs are pitching to get access to that hat of money as an equity investment or whatever the deal structure is that they come up with and negotiate with the investors. Like I said, this is a deal screening process. This is not a business plan competition. This is real life Shark Tank or Dragon's Den with friendlier investors that actually commit to getting deals done. Really excited to bring this to Saskatchewan. And this is the pitch night format. What have we got? So tonight you're going to have 10 entrepreneurs pitching, 3-minute pitch, 3-minute Q&A. For the entrepreneurs that are pitching, please manage your time well. I don't want to have to step in. It's really bad for me to have to cut you off. It doesn't look great. If you get to 3 minutes, I'm not gonna step in at 3:01, but I'll step in at 3:30 or 4. You have 6 minutes total. It's always good to have Q&A. Be brief and concise with your answers, so that you can crank through some questions and have a bit of fun. And then, of course, started off as a happy hour. Come on to Discord afterwards and hang out with the investors, hang out with the entrepreneurs, hang out with the people that make your community great. Make some friends, have fun, make friends, build companies. We'll do a quick Discord intro as a 7th inning stretch in the middle of this, so that you're a little bit more familiar than those of you that joined last week. But it's a bunch of fun. Have fun, and of course, enjoy the beer. If you signed up and you're in Saskatchewan in either Regina or Saskatoon, you would have gotten a beer. I come from the lovely place of Edmonton, so I unfortunately didn't get beer from Valhalla, but I got this Sea Change. You can't even see it. This Sea Change Death Wave beer, which is probably not the best mood, but hey, it's tasty, and I'm gonna crack it right now. You guys should do the same. Boom.
Well, Tim, you're in Edmonton and your beers are in Calgary, but
I drove through Calgary on Sunday. They weren't there. But
I'm packing mine up, and this like Valhalla beers for everybody that did register and submitted their addresses. You can get one. So here's to everybody, and thanks for that, Tim.
Yeah, good show. Thanks to Valhalla for delivering those beers. It's awesome. The other thing on this page, 3 minutes of questions from the investors. It very specifically says investors, but we want the whole community to get involved, get interested. If you have questions and the investors somehow run dry, I'll be taking your questions too. So if you're interested, you just want to toss out some questions. Sometimes the entrepreneurs after the pitch will answer them in the chat. Get involved. It's a bunch of fun. If you're intrigued, just have a time. Hey, if you have an intro, you're like, oh, I wonder if they should talk to these people. I know how to get a hold of them. Toss it in the chat. If you're like, damn, these people are awesome, toss it in the chat. If you're like, hey, we should grab a beer later, toss it in the chat. Chat it up. Let's have a time. Get the vibe going. There's a whole bunch of people already chatting. And investors, if you want to be a little bit more, if you want to be a little secret with your questioning, feel free to PM them to me. You can pick my name in the chat. I should be towards the top as a co-host. And you'll be able to find me and DM me your questions if you prefer. All right, here's the lineup. This is what we've got. Omnee's starting it off. SwitchMD's rounding it off at the end. After ArcticShelf, I'm gonna do a quick Discord demo for you. So I'm gonna be pitching Discord, but this is the lineup. Everybody's super excited. I'm gonna let that sink in for a couple seconds. A little suspense. All right, Evelyn, tell us about who's making this happen.
Yeah, so honestly, these are like amazing supporters and our partners that helped us bringing this to Saskatchewan. Of course, the government of Saskatchewan and Innovation Saskatchewan, who I just saw they're in the house tonight. Thank you for being here. Also, a huge thank you to McCurcher, who's been working with us on all the legal and paper stuff to do this, because like we said, right, like this is not a pitch competition, this is an actual investment. So thank you so much to them as well. And of course, to our district brewing partners who helped us get the beer in your hands tonight, delicious beer with them tonight. And also, Tim, I just wanted to acknowledge Tina Budry-Miller is in the house today too. And just thank you for being here and continue to support our startups. Tina's been a great part of, like supporting the startup ecosystem in Saskatchewan and get some of the key programs that have, like really helped our entrepreneurs get access to capital, like the Saskatchewan tax credit, the tech startup credit. So yes, thank you so much, Tina. Really glad to see you here. And thank you to everybody for supporting, regardless if you're a sponsor or not. It's awesome to have you here tonight. I'm very excited for the pitches. So let's get started.
100%. Yeah, this is a blast. Let's start building together. Let's make this happen. Let's get Saskatchewan rocking. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. And Evelyn, who do we have up first?
Ooh, okay. Let me see. Who's kicking it off? Omnee, Dave. Let's get started with this. Okay.
We can see we haven't heard you yet.
Sorry about that. I was muted.
No sweat. You're ready.
Classic move. Okay. My name is Dave, and I'm the founder and CEO of Omnee, where we help you turn your home to-do list. My apologies here. There we go. Your home to-do list into a totally done list. But I'd also like to introduce you to Megan and Travis Murray, who are expecting baby number 3 and have just put in an offer on a house with a bit more room. Following the home inspection, they receive a report with a few suggested repairs, and it triggers major anxiety in both of them. Most of their previous to-do list didn't get done until it was time to sell, and it was a source of relationship tension for years. But fortunately for the Murrays, their realtor sets them up with an Omnee account upon closing the sale. Once in the app, the Murrays discover the home inspector's recommended repairs already on their orange list, with on-demand prices for each job and options for subscription-based discounts. Wanting to avoid the issues with their previous to-do list, the Murrays subscribe to a flex plan where local pros work for them in their downtime, and the Murrays save at least 15% on the labor required to complete their list. That way, they know that it will get done eventually within a reasonable amount of time, and it solves the unpredictable schedule problem for pros. Stories like this play out thousands of times a day, as over 6 million homes are purchased in Canada and the US annually. Starting with real estate brokerage pilots in each country, Omnee is determined to transform this common narrative. And once successful, we have an opportunity for a rollout to a network of over 40,000 realtors. This is just the first of our many low-cost user acquisition strategies. Throughout 16 years as a contractor, I've served nearly 1,000 customers like the Murrays, and I have a history of entering a crowded industry and passing competitors by creating an unbeatable customer experience. I'm now honored to lead Omnee's diverse team of 10 amazing humans, including a seasoned COO, a talented tech team, and a hardworking group of multiple hat-wearing folks. Thus far, we've bootstrapped through self-funding and R&D grants, and we're just opening up a $250,000 equity round to jumpstart our sales and marketing and help us get to product market fit. It also opens up significantly more public funding so that we can continue to innovate. In a steadily growing and competitive $500 billion industry, we have the potential to grow the market even further. A large segment of homeowners not currently maintaining their homes or completing their to-do lists will soon find out how affordable and how easy it can be, and finally be incentivized to change their behavior. In light of this, here are the top 3 reasons why Omnee is worth investing in. Our product positioning is unique among competitors. Our go-to-market strategy is highly scalable, and our team is made up of overachievers. Now, before I conclude, I'd like to show you how the Murray story ends. It's now 2025, and the Murrays are no longer early adopters as many of their friends and family are Omnee users. Their relationship is strong, and instead of worrying about their home, they're finally enjoying it. And they hear recently that Omnee was acquired by Porch, a large publicly traded US competitor. They both think it's pretty cool to have been among the first to experience home improvement the new fashioned way. Thank you.
Super neat. This is a bunch of fun. I have a bunch of stuff that I haven't done around my place. This will be super cool. So walk me through so I would essentially I would like sign up for a subscription to have the to-do list, and then it just like automatically ports over to some contractors for them to just like see what they want to do.
So yeah, it's all based around the to-do list. So you create items based on what you want done in your home, whether that's like a large renovation project or a little odd jobs or maintenance jobs. We separate them into two categories, one being a larger project, which actually you'll see a get quote button next to it, and that'll go to our marketplace where you'll be matched with contractors that are actually, so I won't get into it right now unless it comes up in questioning, but we have a pretty sophisticated matching system that matches you with a contractor that performs well in the areas that are important to you. And then if they're the little small tasks that qualify for our subscription plan, those will be separated and you'll see pricing automatically assigned to them. And you're able to add it to your subscription or pay for it on demand.
And so with the subscription, do I just like get the ability to have this list and get access to the platform, or? And then
so each item on your list will actually add a certain dollar value to your monthly subscription.
Gotcha. And then is that how you're making money, is off of sort of that subscription fee and not a rate on the transactions?
Well, we have two different ways of making it. So our bread and butter is the small, odd job type stuff that qualifies for the subscription plan. If it's a larger project, we do also make a commission on those in our marketplace side of our business.
Gotcha. And what sort of traction have you gotten to date? What does that look like?
So we're actually just launching on Monday.
Cool.
So we have launched a beta version of our app in the summer of 2019, gathered a bunch of user feedback, went back to the drawing board and sort of rebuilt it based on what we knew people wanted and needed. And we're finally at the milestone of having completed our product, and we're just about to launch it.
That's super exciting. All the best on Monday. It's awesome. Good work.
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Dave.
it.
Evelyn, who's up next?
Next, we have board checkup with Yvonne. She can. There she is. Go.
Can you see the screen?
Oh yeah, good to go.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Yvonne Kafik, and I'm the founding member and director of Board Checkup, a startup in Regina, Saskatchewan, with a mission of helping boards grow in governance and leadership effectiveness. I'm also a social scientist, and for most of my career have studied not-for-profit leadership and a growing problem of corporate governance failures in both the not-for-profit and for-profit sectors. This problem results in trillions of dollars in lost corporate value, billions of dollars in lost philanthropy, and public interest and accountability concerns amongst regulators and funders. In studying these failures and these growing problems, it surfaces that most boards were really unaware of either the issues, the governance issues facing the corporation, or they were challenged within the governance process in board performance itself. We developed a theory about the problem and a software intervention, an online self-assessment tool, services for not-for-profit boards to confidentially surface, performance and governance issues to safely discuss and intentionally manage them. We've tested this software application and it's been used in thousands of organizations, hundreds of boards, and thousands of individuals have taken our board checkup. Upon follow-up assessments to increasing levels of not only board effectiveness, but organization effectiveness and individual effectiveness of those who serve on and interact with boards. We've transformed this software intervention into a software as a service company with an annual subscription model, with a free trial and a paid regular subscription to provide unlimited assessments of board performance. These regular subscriptions, just within our existing users alone, will translate into $400,000 in annual recurring revenue. We've got plans this year to program a premium subscription with estimated annual revenue of $1 million just within our existing users. And this premium model will provide access to impact assessments, new governance issue effectiveness assessments, and a business-to-business marketplace to match boards to local area industry consultants. The not-for-profit sector is into the millions globally, but estimated at 2.5 million that's serviceable in populations that are economically active. This translates into a $1 billion industry. We're seeking investment of $250,000 to program our premium subscription, to create that business-to-business marketplace, to create licensing and industry relationship agreements, and to grow our business. We believe that with product market fit, a global presence, and a $1 billion industry, investment in board checkup is a good governance investment decision. Thank you.
Cool, good work. This is awesome. I'm intrigued. What sort of traction have you gotten? I don't think I heard it.
Well, we have over 1,200, 1,300 users in 80 countries.
And how many of them are on the paying?
Well, we launched our model in mid-January, and so every day we have new registrants. So I think we're up just in the last 2 weeks to 25. So we are now, as a study, we didn't communicate with the boards that registered. Now that we're a company, we're actually actively managing that. So if you think about it, 1,250 organizations subscribe to our services without any marketing. And so now we're intentionally marketing the individuals that have paid our annual subscription. There hasn't been any issues around the price point. And it's all automated as it is a self-assessment with the revenue collection and transfer into our bank accounts.
So is it 25 that have paid? So
yeah.
25 times 400 is the amount so far?
Well, right now we have a special. So up until March 1st, it's 50% off our annual subscription. And that's to incentivize our existing registrants to convert their membership into a paid subscription.
Gotcha. And how did you come up with the pricing model?
Well, we looked at our competitors, and we also looked at the fact that we're the only provider of assessment services at scale. And so we're using kind of the theory of the nonprofit sector. And I know Saskatchewan believes in cooperative model where we can pool our resources and keep costs low so any board can afford to use them. And so when we add one more customer, it doesn't cost us anything because we're already at efficiencies of scale.
Cool. Awesome. Great work. Providing some decent insights into the boards. This is great. As somebody that's on boards, this would be super useful. Evelyn, who's up next?
Okay, let me check really quickly. So next we have VDQ.
Sure. I'm Kenneth McLeod, Business Development at VDQ-NRG Systems, Inc. We are going to help cities put less waste in landfills and turn it into industrial products and energy instead. Canada produces more landfill waste per capita than any other country. Landfills are expensive and do not do anything to eliminate waste other than bury it. Most recycling and plastic waste end up in third world countries where it is either burnt or dumped into the ocean. Very little modern waste is truly recyclable. In fact, only about 9% of plastic waste end up being recycled. We need to do better. VDQ-NRG uses a select group of technologies to process waste into low carbon emission energy products and valuable manufacturing products. It is not incineration, and the waste does not need to be dried before processing. Over 90% of household waste can be processed. Our system can recover over twice the energy of incineration and other forms of waste to energy facilities. And the modular equipment is scalable and profitable in communities as small as 20,000 people with no upper limit. We partner with cities to help them stop dumping or exporting waste. Locally processing the waste with a VDQ-NRG facility creates revenue and jobs, greenhouse gas reductions, and eliminates the need for new landfills. It's environmentally friendly and economically sustainable, so long as people will produce waste and need energy. At this stage, we are seeking seed capital and strategic partners. Our system is a combination of patented and proprietary technology and is at technology readiness level 7. That means we are ready to build a demonstration facility in 24 months. The facility can be located anywhere, even inside city limits. I am excited to be a part of this project as I believe it is a genuine opportunity to make a positive difference in the world. As an early stage investor, you have that opportunity as well. VDQ-NRG makes it easy to be a part of the circular economy. Will you join me? Thank you.
Great stuff. Super neat. I remember in your pitch, you said that you were kind of focusing on, we'll call it smaller communities up to, call it, I don't know, like 100,000 or so. Is that still the case? I didn't pick up on that in this one. You said there's sort of a no upper limit. What's the niche?
Our technology is scalable to any size of city. We can do multiple facilities or one large facility with multiple streams. Our target at this stage is communities of 30 to 50,000 people.
Gotcha. And from a revenue model perspective, how does that kind of work? Are you just selling the outputs, getting the inputs for free, or are you getting revenue from the municipality and selling the outputs, or how do you envision that working?
So we partner with the cities, and the cities will charge a tip fee that's competitive in their area. So they collect revenue from the tip fee and the sale of the energy products and offshoots, and VDQ maintains an ownership in that plant, and we take a licensing fee from that.
Cool. And can you walk me through, so if I remember correctly, it was sort of how much is it in order to get something stood up? Like just walk me through the economics of when this is like fully built and how this all works.
How do you mean?
How much, like, I think it was like 30 million bucks in order to get this up for a municipality or something like that. And how much does it make and how does this all shake out?
For an example community, the construction of the full plant would be $60 million of capital. And once fully running, it would produce $13.5 million annual revenue and have earnings of about $5 million a year.
Gotcha. Cool. And how long would it take for it to get stood up? And what's kind of the timeline for you? I'm assuming that's kind of the first step is to get to that level, or what are the steps to get there?
Yeah, so at this stage, we're looking for a good commercial partner to do a full-scale demonstration plant. It'll take about 24 months to actually build the plant, but we're likely going to take a couple more months to find the right partner and get all the permitting done. So 24 to 30 months about.
To get it all stood up and everything all the way through that 60 mil. Cool. And in terms of the technology that's involved here, is this in use at a commercial scale anywhere, or is this going to be brand new, or how does this work?
So HTL has been around for a while. It had some issues. It has not been proven It has not been used at a commercial scale efficiently. Our system is designed to be a little bit more efficient than what anything else is out there. So it's old technology, but made brand new.
Very cool. And do you have to license it then if it's already in place, or how does that work?
The technology isn't going to, the one portion is. The other, since there's two streams, one stream is licensed, the other is not. The other is our design. So
Gotcha. Super neat. And in terms of do you have a target for the first city or first municipality that you want to work with that you've been speaking with yet, or no?
We don't have a specific target. We are looking for someone who wants to be an early adopter, who wants to make a difference in the world, and we are looking for the right person. We don't want just anybody.
Super neat. Well, if anybody's on this video, reach out to Kenneth. He's doing cool shit. Evelyn, what's up next? Good work.
Big, audacious ideas. I love it. Next, we have BetterCart with Melanie.
Can everyone see the screen there?
Oh yeah, you're good to go.
Okay, can you hear me as well? Okay, excellent. Well, hello everyone, good evening. My name is Melanie Morrison and I'm the founder and CEO of BetterCart. Modern enterprises, okay, I'm just gonna have to shut the view down there. Just a second, sorry. Modern enterprises are clamoring for information about how to price their products. And nowhere is this information more essential to have than in the grocery industry, where the pricing of every product counts. But there's a huge problem, and the problem is industry-wide. Why is pricing so difficult, you might ask? Well, the data are deficient. There are fragmented systems, incomplete dashboards, and a true inability to see what your competitors are doing. Who suffers most from this problem? Food teams, because they have to price thousands of products per week. Pricing and promotion specialists, because they actually conduct manual searches to top up limited intelligence. And every store owner you know, because they take recommendations from headquarters, but they themselves cannot generate pricing intelligence or competitive insights. Enter BetterCart, a transformative solution that offers complete and perfectly curated AI-powered pricing analytics to grocery enterprises, food processors, and manufacturers, and wields this competitive intelligence to help them better understand their competitive landscapes and increase their profit margins and market share. I'd like to introduce you to our technology, BetterCart Fast Match. And courtesy of machine learning and AI, what we are doing is using product similarity scores, and we're generating those. We're generating product similarity scores for the multiple through proprietary algorithms, but multiple or millions of products in our database. And then what we do is we're matching those, courtesy of those proprietary algorithms, against stores' products in a variety of chains across the country right now. Our business model is a SaaS-based one in that we're targeting firstly grocery enterprises, followed by food processors and food manufacturers. The market itself is massive. Grocery sales in North America alone exceed $1 trillion per annum. And in terms of our competitive landscape, we view ourselves to have an advantage. Here's a snapshot, if you will, but we view ourselves to have an advantage because we are completely grocery focused. And that differentiates and separates us from the variety of ones you see on the right there that are strictly spread and their focus is diluted across a variety of different retail sectors. We also feel that we have an advantage because the company that is our major competitor here is Basket. And unlike Basket, Basket crowdsources their data and they to incorporate and provide their pricing intelligence, it requires them to engage 3,000 workers monthly in order to provide the information that we at BetterCart can provide with a few clicks. In terms of traction, We're in the late tech evaluation stage with our first enterprise prospect, and we developed our product in August, and we've started meetings and communication as of September 2020. We're also in the preliminary evaluation stage with our first potential food brand. And then because we're intent on eventually using consumer analytics, we have 9,000 individuals on our pricing app, our BetterCart shopping app right now. We have a highly talented team here before you, beautiful people, and we're flanked by incredible advisors, Jeff Dick and Tom Kischuk. And finally, we are BetterCart, and we're accelerating your competitive advantage. Thanks so much.
Good stuff. This is super neat. On the traction, what sort of revenue are you at so far, or is there any revenue to date?
Okay, that's a great question. We are pre-revenue right now. We pivoted essentially in August, so it was a very exciting summer, and we went to town and we built this product as quickly as we could. It took us a few months, but we were able to start communicating with our first enterprise prospect about a month after we started building. And so we're the late tech stage of evaluation right now with them. And so we're hoping to close a deal in the coming months here.
And recognizing that you probably don't want to divulge the details, just broadly speaking, what sort of pricing does this look like? You mentioned SaaS, but kind of how does that work?
Right. Okay. So at enterprise, we're looking to negotiate initially paid pilots. And the interesting thing, so that's up over probably 150 in terms of just a paid pilot for 6 months. And then with a follow-on paid pilot, so about 300,000 per paid pilot with any enterprise. Interestingly enough, the enterprise that we're in communication with right now is looking almost at us as a complete replacement for their actual tech that they're using right now. So this was a little more advanced than what we expected initially, but that shows us that we're on the right track and that they view us as potentially being able to meet their needs and to solve their problems and their major pain points.
Super cool. Good work. I like the pivot, and enterprise SaaS is super neat. I'm a big fan.
Thanks.
It's really hard to get the first one, and then once that happens, all the rest of the dominoes start to fall. So I can totally feel your pain.
Yeah, thanks.
Good work. Evelyn, who's up next?
Tim, before I introduce the next company, I just want to give a shout out to Collabs, who their team is here tonight supporting some of their companies because they've done some work with some of the founders that are pitching. So thank you for being here supporting. And with that, the next company, we have memoryKPR with Jessica.
Thanks, guys. Good to be here. I just need Mel's slide deck to stop sharing, and then I'll be able to go up. Thanks, Mel.
Sorry, Jess. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, bye-bye. Let's just stop.
It's all good. It's all
You're good now.
Thank you. Okay, sorry.
So I believe everyone can see me.
Hey, you're
And
good
they
to go.
can see my screen. All right, so that is good. I'm going to start my own timer, and we are rolling. So hello, everyone. Sorry, now I'm not gliding. This is my niece, Emily, and she's one of the reasons I started memoryKPR. Em passed away at the age of 15, and like so many teenagers, a lot of who she was captured on social media. And so much of our grieving and our healing process was aided by this media, allowing us to see her happy, hear her laugh, remember. When the social media company Vine folded into Twitter and was shut down, it took with it a piece of her story and of all of ours. And this taught me a couple of very important messages. One, a reminder that social media is impermanent. And two, there's great healing powers and joys in the multidimensional story, being able to hear the voice, see movement, all that good stuff. So what I want you to think about is this year alone, 1.4 trillion pictures will be taken, about 1.8 billion uploaded to social media daily. Facebook has about just over 3 billion users, and Instagram and TikTok hover around the 1 billion user mark. Of those numbers, 78% of them have absolutely no solution in place to save, store, protect, or design their stories, let alone pass them on. Of the 22% that do, What we've got is people who've got a cloud storage solution with no context for their story. In many ways, we were better off 60 years ago when someone's grandma penned the back of a picture to say who was there, why it was taken, put it in a book, seal it, put it on a bookshelf, and we can enjoy generations later. So our society's become really digital, and we have a ton of incredible habits on how to capture these stories in a multidimensional way better, but we have no good solutions to save, store, protect, design, or pass on these stories until now. That's where we come in. We've been in production just since the end of October and have already been used for all the purposes on the screen and then some. Our users are very creative and they love stories. I'm Jessica McNaughton, and this is our team. We're a team of highly skilled and motivated professionals. Collectively, we have experience working at some of Canada's most respected and innovative corporations. We have experience with mergers, acquisitions, divestitures, IPOs. We have a team of software developers that have experience building and deploying commercial and consumer solutions. And even our students are award winners. We are more important than all our past experience and accomplishments, though, is that we are a really tight-knit team who really passionately believes in what we're doing and we're delivering results. In fact, we only started development in April. And like I said, we had a product in the hands of users by October. It was our MVP. We've converted 80% of those users to customers. And we're entering into multi-user, multi-year agreements with some of our corporate customers like Eden Care, as well as we're about to announce some really cool stuff we're doing with Alzheimer's partnerships. But at the core of what we do is Lucy, the storyteller, the one you don't see in most of your pictures because she's taking them. We're spending considerable time understanding Lucy and her habits so we can build a product that allows her to create really meaningful digital stories. But we're not stopping there. We're working closely with the Lucys of the world to allow her to help us design her dream product. But what comes next is that she's teaching us and we're learning all the elements of how to capture a great story digitally so we can solve the bigger problem for the entire world and automate it for the rest of us who just don't have time. This is a really green space for us. For blue sky, brand new, we've got the habits, we don't have the solutions yet, and we're here to solve it. We're MemoryKPR. Thank you.
Super neat. As somebody who's terrible at keeping their memories, this is super neat. Can you walk me through how does the pricing work, or have you figured that out yet?
Yeah, no, we have a subscription model right now. So we have a freemium product and we have a monthly subscription model. Right now, because we're still working, there's about 12 pieces of our development features that we're working with our Lucys. Like we actually have users who let us sit on the screen with them, observe them. We're really paying close attention. And so we're not pushing the paid model yet. And the freemium model has a pretty good offering. It just limits the amount of storage and stories you can do. So the plan is to really push that more aggressively in the summer once we've spent those 6 months letting Lucy and all the Lucys design our product better.
And is this a B2C or a B2B2C type play? Like, how are you doing your customer acquisition?
We come summer, we'll do our customer acquisition as a business to consumer. Right now, some of these industrial relationships, like an Eden Care, like an Alzheimer's Society, even talking to people like Chartwells, you're looking at large, quick introduction to 30,000 families as opposed to one at a time. And so, that's a really nice place for us to start. But our long-term goal is the Lucys and then the world, and it's all of us. So it's business to consumer.
Cool. How does this differ from a chat books or something more physical? Are the videos saved somewhere and then handed back to the consumer, or like mechanically how does this work?
Yeah, so the videos are always online and in a MemoryKPR. So it is a digital place that you go. You have the ability to create the story, invite who contributes to the story, as well as who sees it to share. So it's a private network. It's very important to us that the user knows they own the data. You always own the data, free or premium. You download your pictures, your video, your voice tags related to pictures, your stories, all the types of media we allow in the story whenever you want. But it's housed and stays on an online platform unless you as the user download your story.
Cool, super neat. And
I should say chatbook, mixbook, all that. I think what we're seeing here is we're capturing really multidimensional stories, voice tags on pictures, videos, all these music that print books aren't doing, and yet people are still just going to print books.
Cool, that's super neat. I love it.
We have video cards even, just to put a plug in.
Oh, neat. That's super awesome. Great work. As somebody that's also escaped IB, great work. I always love to see people getting out of there and doing cool shit. Good work. Evelyn, who's up next?
Next, we have Weave Risk Solutions with Thomas. If you can share your deck.
All right. How's that?
Good to go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Thomas Webb, and my company is Weave Risk Solutions. And I want to tell you a little bit about the idea behind Weave. What I'm picturing is a revolution in the way we manage risk. Why do we need to have a revolution? Well, I think it's become pretty clear over the last year there's maybe a lot more risk out there than we thought there was. And the world is really lacking a proactive solution to manage that risk. What happens more often than not when people are faced with an unexpected expense is they get into a cycle of debt, either on their credit cards or worse, with a payday loan. My idea is basically a safety net or a backstop that helps protect people when the unexpected or when life happens. A few particular cases I want to talk about are power outages. With 40% of us working from home, if the power goes out for one of us, especially if you're working freelance, you could be out economically. Another example would be something like the school closures we all experienced over the past year that caused a lot of working families to have to reprioritize and in many cases cost them a lot of money. And then finally, one of my friends ran into a problem just this last week with his furnace quitting on the coldest night of the year. And if that furnace wasn't on warranty, that could be an expensive and challenging bill. Why hasn't the insurance industry done anything about this? Well, number one, the types of losses I'm talking about are ones that are below the radar, essentially, of an insurance company. As well, insurance companies are very risk averse and they're grappling with very high costs of distribution, costs of legacy technology. Customers don't really trust insurers and insurers don't really trust customers. And that's creating a lot of challenges that require fraud solutions, for example. There are solutions to these things, and my plan is to build a platform that provides modular, simple products, clear and easy to understand, driven by transparent and event-driven outcomes. So something like a power outage is an observable event that can trigger a claim in almost real time. The big idea behind this, though, is to form risk-sharing pools that allow customers to transfer risk between one another, and in what's basically never been done for consumer risks, have investors participate directly in the underwriting profits through an exchange model. This does work and has worked for 300 years through Lloyd's of London, but it's never really been done for consumer risks, and certainly not at this scale. There are competitors in this space, consumer lenders, legacy insurers, and insurtechs. I've noticed a trend over the past couple of years that insurtechs are focused on distribution and efficiency plays. At the same time, the big companies can't really see alternatives. They're actually structurally incapable of perceiving alternatives to their business model. A lot of the time you hear regulation is the big barrier to innovation here, but I would propose to go straight at it and just in the same way that challenger banks have built a regulatory sandbox, try to work within proactively with the regulators. This is my roadmap. What I'm looking for right now is pre-seed equity to start building this organization. The plan is to deliver an MVP customer-facing product by the end of this year and scale from there. I think that the big challenge in front of us is one of access, not so much cost. And my goal is to build a platform that gives people access to the products that help them manage risk. Once again, I'm Thomas Webb. My company is Weave, and thanks for listening.
Cool. This is super neat. I totally understand the problem of risk and insurance and this whole side of things. The insurance market's blowing up on the prop tech side, or on the property P&C side right now. So super timely. Which aspect of risk are you hunting for first, or which one do you think you'll hunt for first in all the markets?
I think the first thing I want to look for is a clear observable event trigger that is creating problems for customers. I've kind of fixated on power outages, but I think there's lots of opportunities. And since this is a platform play more than pipeline. That means that it's really not about the specific application at this point, but I do hope to develop one, and that'll be the focus of the MVP.
Cool. So would you consider traditional insurance companies as your competitors to this?
To a certain degree. There are companies in Europe and in New Zealand, in fact, that have taken a little bit of a different approach to insurance. In North America, it's very slow, and we're dealing with a market, especially in Canada, that's dominated by big, cumbersome companies that have a lot of challenges doing things differently, especially when it's a different business model. So they are the competitors, but at the same time, the types of risks I'm talking about are often below the deductible or otherwise excluded from certain, your home insurance policy isn't necessarily going to cover a furnace breakdown.
Right. Cool. And who's your ideal first customer, and how much do you envision them paying you?
So I'm looking for a couple of different, looking at a couple of different approaches. One concept is more of a B2B concept where I'm trying to get in front of SaskPower to talk to them about the idea of an offset program when customers have service interrupted. Again, that's early stages, but the ideal customer is going to be a consumer, a family. The revenue model for the business itself, the platform, is as a flat administration fee. But I would expect that customers would easily spend $100 to $150 per year, because we're talking about a range of small premium contracts. It would be less than Netflix, basically.
Cool. This is super neat. Well, great work. I'm excited to see where this goes. Good
Okay,
work.
thank you very much.
Evelyn, who's up next?
Jonathan finally asked a question and he didn't get it. He didn't get it asked. Good. Can I just say, Tim, we're halfway through, right? And I'm actually super hyped about the companies tonight. I mean, last week's were awesome. This week, those 5 were great. And then I'm really excited about the next 5. So cheers, everybody. If you have something to cheer me with. Thanks. Awesome. Okay, so next we have ArcticShelf with Dawson. Take it away.
Hey, everybody. Should be pitching here. Share. Hey, my name is Dawson Norrish. I'm the CEO of ArcticShelf. Our mission is to revolutionize eating in the workplace. So the food delivery market is absolutely exploding. In 2019, pre-pandemic, 60% of millennials were using it at least once a month. That trend is going to continue to grow at a 16% CAGR to 2030 and represent a $365 billion market. But they have a big problem. They don't make any money, and it's because their delivery system is very inefficient. DoorDash, even in the height of the pandemic, with $1.92 billion in revenue, lost $150 million. For customers, there's 3 main problems. And the first is that the only food available is restaurant food, which is expensive and relatively unhealthy. It's expensive, a delivery system, and they have poor distribution into workplaces. Our solution is a personalized fridge for the workplace, giving each individual user their own safe place to store food, and it doubles as a delivery point for our lunch-focused delivery platform. How it works, we install the fridge into the workplace, individual users use their phone to access their personal fridge, and then they can use it to store condiments, salad dressings, coffee creamers, without the risk that anyone will ever touch it. Using the same mobile app, they'll be able to order food from local kitchens, and we'll come drop it off in their lockers. Now, the secret sauce here is our delivery infrastructure. We're going to be the first ones to disconnect that customer. So instead of having these drivers running all over the city to drop off meals, we'll be able to have a single van drop off up to 200 meals in a single route and get those costs to under $1 a delivery. And the other thing is that we'll also be able to unlock catering kitchens. So the meals that we're going to deliver are ridiculously priced, under $10 delivered to the customer with no delivery fee. These are meals made by the head chef of the Chateau Lake Louise, who's now the head chef at the Taste Restaurant Group here in Saskatchewan. So what makes us different? The first is that they're meant for residential homes. We are meant for workplaces. We're the first ones to focus on the workplace. So they have chaotic delivery. We're organized. And that's shown in this picture right here. This is what their delivery system looks like in large workplaces where we are a much more efficient delivery method. This is the perfect time for this product. COVID has completely changed the standard of workplace safety in the workplace. And the community fridge, while it was gross and unsanitary before, it's actually now unsafe. So we offer 3 subscription models or 3 ways to make money. The first is that we offer a subscription directly to end users at $25 a month. The second is the business has the option to subscribe for $250 a month per fridge, or they can purchase it outright and opt in to the delivery platform. Now, we have launched this product. We have 11 locations. We had over 200 signups in the first 8 hours. We've partnered with Red Bull, and we've also partnered with distributors. And those distributors are going to take us to a lot of different target markets. And that represents $131 billion serviceable available market. Now, we do have a small team right now, which is what we're raising money for. $500,000 is what we're looking for, and that's going to go to build teams in our operations, our product development, and our sales and marketing. It fits kind of into our 3-year timeline, where now we're looking for money to achieve 100 units in market, turn up the heat on that marketing, and get an average of 80% subscription rates. That will put us in a position to raise a larger seed round and continue expanding and create the first fridge for the workplace. And so that is where we see this product really being the first fridge for the workplace. And we can see this being in every market or in every workplace in North America, and helping businesses come back to work safely. Thank you. That's my pitch. I'm Dawson.
Super neat. Oh, Jonathan. I was going to have a question. Jonathan's in here. He's coming in clutch. Dawson, can you tell us about the supply chain for the fridges themselves? How are you sourcing and distributing?
Very good question. Initially, we were going to try and do it. It was really crazy, really tough. We found a contract manufacturer in Mexico. We don't have to invest anything into physical assets, and they're going to be able to sell us it for our unit prices.
Cool. And so for the 500K, I saw the sources and uses. How do the fridges work? Who's like paying for those? Are you financing them or like getting them leased somehow, or how does that work? Where does that tie in?
Yeah, very good question. We have a partnership with First Capital Leasing based out of Calgary. And so we lease them basically from ourselves or from the contract manufacturing. So very low overhead or very low capital requirements to scale.
Cool. And then is the objective then, does the workplace pay for the fridge, or is it entirely driven off of the food orders, or how does that work?
Sorry, the question was, does the workplace pay for the fridge and that's how we make money, or can you?
Yeah. What's the revenue?
Yeah, that's a great question. So really what we're trying to do is basically just arbitrage fridges from Mexico into our workplaces. We own the contracts with the workplaces. We'll make money on the subscriptions of the fridges. We want to change people's eating habits. Really, the fridge, what it is it's a distribution channel for kitchens. So like I said, catering kitchens, we talked to 18 over Western Canada. They have 90% revenue drops, just crushed with COVID. So now we're an opportunity for them to sell the market. They have met that challenge and they can sell these meals for under $10. So what we want to do is we're arbitraging these fridges, putting them into workplaces, allowing this distribution to workplace customers to occur, and then down the road we'll start to take a margin on that. But we're not taking it's wholesaling right now.
Gotcha. So I guess you're kind of making 2 logical jumps. Like one is that they want these fridges in their workplace, and the second is that all these people want to be ordering all the food. Randy's essentially asking, should you just build fridges and then sell them? Why that extra step? How does that tie in?
That's exactly what we do currently. So we have 5 exclusive contracts with our distributors, who they have the biggest, like they have relationships with the Nutrients, the Scotia Banks, and we've quoted on those 2, or multiple. But they already have the relationships. They're the ones selling the fridges. They have the option to opt into our delivery service. But in addition, we also have, with those contracts, we have the ability to go and sell subscriptions. So they sell them outright. We have the ability to sell direct in those locations as well. So we do use distributors.
Cool. Super neat. Good work, Dawson. Are you standing?
Thanks.
Is that what did you stand up for this?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm a pacer, so.
Yeah. All right. On that note, then, it's the
Thanks.
7th inning stretch. We just had the 7th pitch. We're going to have a quick 7th inning stretch. I'm going to do something quick here. We decided that what we need to do is show you how to use Discord. So while you're, stand up and watch this, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how Discord works. If you've never used it before, this is where we have our happy hour. You'll see when you join, you should land in this channel, which has essentially me typing, which is probably not something that you want to watch. But what we have is, it's directionally similar to Slack. And you have channels on the left side and then things happening in the middle. You have text channels that have this like hashtag So you can see that. You got Zach's ready for tonight. That's my co-founder. He's doing the Alberta Clean Tech Summit right now. He's got this great mug, great beers. I got one too. That's Zach. But we got the interesting thing, and this is where and why we do this, is that we've got Lloydminster, the neutral zone. We got Alberta and Saskatchewan hanging out together in our friendly neutral city. You can just join a table by clicking on it. And you can see that there's this green circle. So if somebody were to join here, which I probably don't actually want them to do, but if somebody were to join me here, oh, hey, Brandon, what's going on? Oh, Brandon, you can even toss on the video. I don't want to try that because I have mine on here, but we got the video there, and you can hang out, have a time, up to 5 people at a table, and live life. Once the pitches are over, from both the Alberta one and this one here, everybody's going to be hopping on here. Last week we had, I think, 5 or 6 tables of folks hanging out, having a time, having fun, making friends, building companies. That's the extent of it. Once you roll on, there's an app, which is obviously what I'm on, or just the browser version, which looks identical and functions very similarly. Just click on one of the tables. Again, there's a 5-person cap. So if there were 5 people, you wouldn't be able to click on it, but just click on a table, hop around, meet some folks, have a time, and have a beer, maybe follow in Jonathan's footsteps and have a few, and live life, have a time. Welcome to Startup TNT in the virtual world. How's that? Everybody excited? You ready to crush some beers with some people across provincial borders?
And get a private concert by Damien.
Oh yeah. Damien's crushing the live music. Brandon tossed out a challenge. Hop over to Discord while Tim's sharing.
He won that challenge, by the way.
Challenge. Well, welcome. That's Discord. I hope to see a whole bunch of you out there and to meet every one of you. Looking forward to it. We have a few weeks. We're on here every Thursday from 6 Mountain. So looking forward to hanging out with each of you. Evelyn, who's up next?
Next, let's keep it going. So next we have Store-to-Door Technologies with Scott.
Thanks, Evelyn. I'll just be a second here. There we go. First of all, I just want everybody to think about for a second here what retail executives across North America are thinking about right now, most concerned about with their business today. I think they're asking themselves, how are they going to compete with Amazon? Hi, my name is Scott Love, Chief Development Officer and one of the founders here at Store-to-Door. Store-to-Door's platform will provide a competitive edge in e-commerce for local retailers. Store-to-Door enables retailers to compete directly with e-commerce giants like Amazon by focusing on delivering a quicker same-day experience in their local trade area. The beautiful thing about traditional retailers is that they have stores, they have stock. All they need to do is pack and ship that stock and deliver with Store-to-Door same day, which Amazon can't even do in most markets across North America. Why now? Owners and CEOs of traditional retailers across North America are sitting at a boardroom table wondering, how am I going to compete with Amazon and speed up our delivery? They're thinking about their current model that is very slow and expensive, and they're trying to keep the cost of delivery fulfillment down. They're also asking themselves, how are they going to keep their brick and mortar store locations open? This is where we can help and make these retailers stay in business in our local economies. Store-to-Door is a branded platform that allows retailers the ability to offer cost-effective same-day delivery service to their customers. We enable delivery fulfillment using our network of contract delivery drivers. We provide customers with the type of real-time delivery experience that they've come to expect from food delivery services such as Skip the Dishes and Uber Eats. They have full control over branding. They have the ability for real-time tracking, anonymous communication, multiple delivery confirmation methods, and analytics. Store-to-Door integrates with e-commerce platforms to keep the product efficient. Launched Store-to-Door late December 2020, and we've been on the road for about five weeks now. We're expanding into Saskatchewan in March 2021, and we exceeded our January sales projections by 21%. We also received STSI approval And we're looking to take this money that we're raising in our seed round to increase our sales team, launch to Calgary, Edmonton, and Winnipeg, and complete our round of funding by the end of Q2, sorry. Our team consists of 3 founders that come from a wide, vast level of experience, from retail to technology and multi-unit operations. We're asking currently for this seed round for $350,000 through a convertible note loan, and all investments are SDSI applicable here in Saskatchewan. And that's everything for me. Any questions?
Cool. This is super neat. I'm intrigued by, so you've obviously, you said you exceeded projections in January. So can you walk me through the economics of how this works? Like,
yes.
Do you charge per mile, or is it a flat, or how does this all work?
Yep. So we're a business to business business, and we work with our clients, specific retailers, because we want to keep the connection from the retailer to the door to the end client. And so what we've done is worked with them on a flat rate delivery charge. So we charge the client just a flat rate, and they can choose how to deal with that with their customers. So they can subsidize, they could charge the whole delivery fee, whatever they choose to do. So right now, most of our delivery clients right now are at $11 per delivery, which is very competitive in the local delivery sector. Canada Post right now, for somebody that's not on a massive discount, would be paying about $13 for that local delivery, which would take anywhere from 2 to 5 business days.
Gotcha. And yeah, and somebody like Uber Eats is taking 30 points
Exactly.
and charging, so it's probably in that same range as well.
100%. And our retail clients are already paying these fees to have delivery sent out. And, so we're not taking any percentage, we're not taking any integration fees. We have a great tech team that's able to do all that for us. And we're just getting these clients' products out to our local customers as fast as we can.
Cool. And you obviously you got customers. So can you name some of them, or who are you working with?
Definitely. So our first customer that we launched with in December was Jump.ca, one of the biggest wireless companies, retailers here in Saskatchewan. And we've been delivering for them now for 5 weeks. We have a wide variety of different clients we have a printing company, we have a cannabis company, we also have a bottled water company, and we're working with 2 major brands out of Regina specifically right now to launch here very soon, which is going to change the landscape of our business. Because they've got a lot of deliveries going out locally into the 4 major sectors, which is Regina, Saskatoon, Calgary, and Edmonton. So that's what's really going to boost our launch.
Cool. And are you focusing on, you got Uber Eats and Skip and all that crew dealing with food delivery? Is your plan to take over, call it, all of the durable goods or non-food type items?
Yeah, we're not really interested in the food business. I come from the food business, and it's a very cutthroat environment, especially with the Skip and Uber and DoorDash. And I'll let them fight in that battle. Right now, nobody's servicing our local client or local businesses, and those are the people that really need the help right now. 75% of people that go online go to Amazon first, right? And we need them to go to our local facilities so we can keep those doors open, keep them paying taxes and keeping jobs in our environment. And that's what we're here to do, and we're going to be able to do it very well.
Cool. This is super neat. I'm excited to see where this goes. This will be fun.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Good work, Scott.
Thanks.
Evelyn, what's going on? What do you have next? 2 left.
2 left. Yes. Okay. So next we have Fifo with Salman. Sal, you're muted.
I'm just finding my my pitch night screen.
There you go.
Okay, share. Can everyone see? Oh, that's the wrong one. That is the wrong one again. Where did it go? There we go. All right, can everyone, oh, that is the wrong one. Can everyone see?
Oh yeah, you're good to go.
Perfect. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Hi, everyone. My name is Salman Mula, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of a financial tech company based out of Regina, Saskatchewan. And we want to make financial empowerment accessible for all. So Fifo aims to disrupt the financial industry and how institutions engage and interact with their customers by injecting new innovative financial literacy technologies. So let me ask you a question. How many of you learned financial literacy at school? Or better yet, learned it from your parents? Or better yet, learned it by yourself? That's a big issue in the world right now. And, oh, I jumped the screen. Canadians are struggling to understand the complicated world of finance, which has negatively affected consumers and the financial industry. 48% of Canadians are struggling to meet financial obligations, and 80% of Canadians say that this lack of financial literacy comes from their inability to work with their financial products and services, which has had a detrimental effect on the industry. This market is a $300 billion market in terms of fintech. And within that, a personal finance fintech category, which accounts for 7% or $210 million of the market. So Fifo is a white label financial integrated personal financial management software with an integrated risk evaluation tool, a product lead generation tool, which educates users on money management, introduces them to products and services which are right for them, and bridges communications between institutions and the consumers. Our product is a friendly and integrative application that mends financial tools as well as financial education for individuals between the ages of 18 and 35, and has a back end for financial institutions to access client profile data, product lead generation, and utilize supplementary risk evaluation tools in the process of lowering their product acquisition costs. Now, how is this done? It's done through a white labeled software and API integrations between the financial institutions and the company as us, which we then aggregate all of the information and data into visualization platforms for them. So our subscription model is based off of an initial setup fee, and then based on the size of the institution, this can vary. Our competition is everything from your basic financial literacy and education concepts to your higher end Mint, Acorn, Robinhoods, which teach for their own services rather than just the basic financial literacy aspect. Our founding team is a young but innovative team. Youngest individual is 20, oldest is 25. We are surrounded by mentors and advisors with lots of experience, who many of people have seen. This is our current roadmap, and we've just been introduced into the ecosystem into Quebec and Ontario. And we are currently looking for a pre-seed investment of $350K. And as you can see, this is where it would be going to. And hi, I'm Sal from Fifo. Sorry, I was looking at times here.
Hi, Sal. Good job. You ended up right at 3 minutes. That's good work. Can you walk me through? Have you got, what sort of traction have you got so far? You said you're working with in Ontario and Montreal or Quebec?
Right. So in terms of traction, we've actually, based on our initial concept, we want a top financial literacy in Western Canada concept based on this financial literacy program. And from there, we then eventually started entering into the ecosystem in Ontario, which has a much larger fintech ecosystem. And we've seen a lot of traction from companies like Desjardins, as well as we've recently started talking to JP Morgan down in the States.
Cool. And why white label instead of just, if the information is so valuable, which, looking at, Mint and that crew, why white label instead of providing the sales leads in all the right directions?
So the reason why we wanted to white label is because we want to work directly with the financial institutions, as this is a problem and a disconnect between the institution and the consumers. And we're surfacing this as a B2B to C concept. So through that aspect, it's much more effective for us to work that way. And on the long term, to be sustainable as a direct-to-consumer fintech, you would need roughly 750,000 active monthly users to make it viable. And this option makes it viable at a quicker rate.
Cool. And so what's your plan to acquire users?
So our plan right now is currently, we just, I'll make this official because we can't put it out yet, but we just entered the top fintech incubator in the country. And through that process is the access to integration partners and as well as testing partners through the process of that incubation program for us to really roll and hit the market strong.
Cool. And so in terms of where you're at so far, like what's sort of the path to get, what's the revenue targets for like this year? Can you walk me through what sort of that looks like for you?
So if we're looking at our initial revenue targets just based on this business model, we're looking to try and at least get 1 or 2 small financial institutions within the next 6 to 8 months. That would include this calculation here, which would vary based on our integration negotiations with the companies. But we're wanting to at least acquire 1 to 2 integration partners within the next year to start the company properly.
That's awesome. Well, all the best. This is exciting. I hate mint, so hopefully you have something better. Great stuff. And as somebody said, somebody with the last name Mula, that's perfect for a finance app. Good work. Evelyn, coming up on the last one. Can't believe the time's just flown by.
I know, I'm so sad now. And then Peter Hung just joined us last minute. Hi, Peter. So next one, the last company. Also, I was gonna say we have just over like 30 people watching on YouTube that they're also following. So if everybody can wave to the YouTube people, hey there. They're missing out on the chat conversation, which is really good. Chat's popping up tonight. Okay, so last but not least, we have SwitchMD with Sheila.
And don't go away once they're done. I'm gonna just bug you to go to Discord.
Yeah.
Okay, hi guys. I'm Dr. Sheila Parai, CEO and co-founder of SwitchMD. Our vision at SwitchMD is to create a network of connected physicians and hospitals to deliver excellent patient care. As a hospital-based physician, I frequently need to contact other doctors to get their specialist opinion about specific patient concerns. How it works is I log into the intranet that's only available in hospital, check the PDF call schedule, put a call out to the doctor through their pager, call service, or cell phone, and wait for them to get back to me. This can take anywhere from a few minutes to hours. In an emergency where every second counts for the life of a patient, I need the process to work flawlessly. In other cases, I might not even need to speak to the specialist. I just need to see their written opinion in a timely manner. At SwitchMD, we've identified 3 major issues that require improvement. Physician on-call schedules are full of errors and can be difficult to decipher. Delays in hearing back from a physician can affect patient treatment and time in hospital. And physicians want easy and secure methods of communicating with colleagues about patients. So our communication platform is for enterprise customers like hospitals and health regions. We provide up-to-date real-time master physician call schedules, direct private phone lines and secure texting to physicians, and time-stamped call logs with an automatic record of conversation. However, what are we really offering? We assist enterprise healthcare systems with digital transformation by making it easy for physicians to utilize electronic health records. We streamline the process of on-call scheduling and paging physicians under one system-wide standard. We build bridges in healthcare to foster collaboration between physicians and hospitals through technology. So these are the conservative estimates of the healthcare market for the 3 specific functionalities of our platform. The healthcare IT market is actually a gigantic market, $187 billion globally, and is expected to grow to $390 billion by 2024. In Canada alone, we are looking at over $1 billion a year spent on healthcare IT alone. Our revenue model is based off of a subscription service where there will be an initial set of fee and then a monthly recurring fee per user. Additional services that we're planning to add will be billed as a percentage to physicians directly. Now, we're attacking 4 of the biggest issues that restricts a physician's workflow. We know how the healthcare system in Saskatchewan works and where the gaps are. Even though it looks like a lot, our advantage is that we combine all these 4 major issues in workflow into one easy to use app. Currently, we are in the product development phase and are looking for public-private partnerships within the healthcare system to help get our platform out and into the hands of healthcare providers. Now, why us? Well, with my co-founder, Matthew Kopech, and his extensive development experience in IT, and with my own medical expertise as a physician working in the hospitals of Saskatchewan, we are the right combination of medical and technical expertise to make a complicated healthcare system simple. Is there any questions?
I'm sure there's at least one. This is awesome. I love it. Super cool. There's a company in the US that does something that sounds almost identical. Is that accurate? What's it called? Do you know?
Well, there are other similar companies. So there's in this US, there's a company called Amion, which was pretty cool because it's created by physicians. Does some of the same functionalities like the physician call scheduling, but they don't do they do the text messaging securely, but it's a different model. Their idea is to just text back and forth. We're looking to create a whole consult management system where you can actually provide like specific patient information as well.
Cool. That's super neat. All right, Jonathan's coming in. What's your plan for scalability? How do you expand from market to market in this industry?
Okay, that's a fair question. So we're looking initially to focus on Saskatchewan, just because, I mean, I work here, I know where the gaps are, and like, this is a great place to get started. I think there's lots of opportunity available here. Ideally, though, I want to see this as like the platform that connects physicians from all over the world. So we're going to be reaching out through, medical associations, academic centers, and come up with the idea of like creating physician networks so that we can actually have secure communication between provinces and between countries.
Cool, super neat. Public-private partnership. Why that approach?
So the public-private partnership, ideally because we want to get this out to as many people as quick as possible. Granted, when you're looking at the public system, quick isn't necessarily in their vocabulary, no offense, but it is the way that we see this really making a substantial effect on the healthcare system. If we can get all the physicians in Saskatchewan on this one platform, we'll be able to have the greatest impact. And the best way for us to do that is by approaching the health region that holds all the cards.
Cool. On pricing, doctors are notoriously not super pumped about paying for additional things. How does that kind of reconcile with that if it's $20 per user?
So totally fair. That's why we are looking at the B2B enterprise route. We're looking for like the health region ideally to be paying for it for an enterprise solution. The additional services are for like the other things that we're going to do. So physician billing, for example, that's a huge market that I actually didn't address in this slide, but it's an additional market. In Canada alone, we're looking at a potentially $400 million industry. And that alone, yes, physicians don't like paying, but at the same time, they're paying somebody to do this. Usually it's a clerk or a bookkeeper, or some of the other specific billing software like EMR or other ones that are available online. So it's not really a matter of, paying extra. It's just, where do you want to pay? Like, does it make more sense to pay your assistant an extra amount of dollars to do this, or does it make sense to pay us on a very small percentage, so much of a credit card fee rate?
Cool. This is super neat. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Thank you.
This is awesome. Those are 21 pitches. Look at us go. All these awesome companies in Saskatchewan. You know what we should do? You know what we should do? We should get everybody off of mute. Brandon, you know what? Take everybody off mute. We're gonna cheer. We just send it. Yeah, good job, everybody.
Right.
Well done, everybody.
Well done.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
Yeah, everyone.
Impressive.
Here's the comment.
Hey.
Just kidding.
This is awesome. I love it. we got things popping off on Discord already. Looks like Zach just finished up in Alberta and they're just rolling in there. They got 4 tables starting already. Yo, hey Brandon, can you toss the link into the chat so that people know where to go if you've already been on Discord? You know where you're off to. If you've never been, hopefully you paid attention a few minutes ago when I showed you what's up. It'd be great to see you. For you guys to all hang out and share your thoughts about how things went and how you want to build cool shit together and take over the world. I'm excited to see what crazy things transpire online on Discord. Evelyn, what do you think? How did it go?
I think it went amazing. Honestly, it was so much fun. I was so happy to see everybody doing so well on their pitches, and yeah, like I'm excited to like what's next on the summit. But before you kick me out to Discord, which I'm really excited about to crack my next beer to catch up with Jonathan. I just want to give some love to Innovation Sask. Carrie, she is here all night, and she's one of our sponsors, and it was great to see her here. Same with Government of Saskatchewan, of course, and McCurcher, who also was one of our sponsors. But also, most importantly, one, to the investors that have been putting a lot of work on, meeting with these companies, and two, to all the founders that, they did amazing tonight, honestly. So good. Now you.
No, it was awesome. I love it. Great job, everybody. I'm excited to see how everything shakes out over the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. On the 18th, 5 weeks, we're going to be all back on Zoom, looking at the top 5, making some investments. It's going to be an exciting time. We're going to have Randy and John are going to be here with questions and checks and making it rain. It's going to be a bunch of fun. Looking forward to seeing everybody in a few weeks here, and keep tuned to social and everything for how this works. Oh, hey, Brandon, can you toss the link to the Eventbrite in here as well so people are able to lock down their tickets for the final summit as well? If you have that link, like amazingly fast. Otherwise, we'll just call it.
Yes, Brandon. People, save the date, March 18th.
Brandon is hunting so fast. Look how fast that is. This is why we have him here. Oh. Great work. All right, everybody. This is awesome. I'm excited to see you guys all again in a few weeks here. And until next time.
Thanks for the memories.